Okay, all right, so let's get back at it. Back to sentence types, to where we were yesterday. We're going to pick up right where we left off yesterday with sentence types. So go ahead and get your notebooks out, and let's get back to the business of writing notes on sentence types. I'm sorry, sir, my job is not to provide you with a pen. You are 16-year-old young men. You knew you had a class today, then you should have known that you need a pen for the class to take notes. So it's not our responsibility to provide you with things, with pens and pencils and paper and all of that. It's your responsibility to bring that material to class. So I don't know what you're going to do today. But you do need to take notes. Okay, so let's continue here. We're going to pick up right where we left off and go over some more sentences. So let's do this, Miss Zayna. We were talking about the complex sentence yesterday, and we established the fact that the complex sentence is made up of two clauses. That is one independent clause and one dependent clause. And we went over a lot of rules concerning it, and then we ended with identifying the clauses in a complex sentence, and pretty much that's what we're doing right now. And that's what I want you to do right now. So we're going to look at this sentence here, and I want you to, because I know you studied last night, so I want you to look at this sentence, and I want you to tell me everything that we discussed yesterday about this type of sentence, the complex sentence. I want you to identify the clauses. I want you to tell me about the punctuation mark. Okay, y'all need to remember we start at 8:30, not 8:31. So y'all need to come on time. Because it's subordinating. Okay, that is true. We have this sentence which is starting with the subordinating conjunction because. So probably that first clause is going to be what type of clause? A dependent clause, yes. Okay, so could you tell me something else? At the end of this dependent clause, there's a comma. Why is there a comma there? This is what we went over yesterday, so you should definitely be ready to answer that question today. And Miss Nada is going to help you if you cannot answer that. Whoa, slow. Well, it's too late now. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead. Okay, to separate the independent and the dependent clause. Okay. I want you to go a little further than that to show me that you actually studied. What is the comma rule as it relates to the complex sentence?
If the independent comes first, I'm supposed to put in a comma.
Say that again.
If the independent came in the first, not supposed to put in a comma.
Okay.
And you have the which before the comma is supposed to with the.
Okay, good. So I like what she just said. She said if the independent clause comes first, we do not need a comma to separate the dependent and the independent clause. And she is correct. Here, the dependent clause came first, thus we need the comma. So, all right, so you have proven to me that you looked over everything. I appreciate that, Miss Nada. All right, second sentence. I think we're going to give Mr. Omar Salah this second sentence. The hurricane began because the town was evacuated. Now I need you to tell me what's going on. What type of sentence is this again? What type of sentence do we have here? A compound sentence. Now, who disagrees with that? Who disagrees with this second sentence as a compound sentence? Who disagrees? Everyone agrees that this is a compound sentence. You agree that this is a compound sentence, Miss Sagan? No. We're not here for you to do that. Now I need an answer. And I want you to tell me why you don't know. Miss Nada. That's all about Miss Nada today. Miss Nada, tell me about this second sentence.
The second sentence is dependent clause.
Okay, the second sentence has a dependent clause.
No, sorry. Because we have one dependent clause and one independent clause to the complex sentence.
It's a complex sentence. Has one independent clause and one dependent clause. A compound sentence has what, Ms. Nada?
One dependent clause and two independent. At least.
Okay, let me ask you again. You're so close. The compound sentence has.
Sorry, two independent and.
There you go. Two independent clauses. Two independent clauses. Okay, so we know the compound sentence has two independent clauses. We discussed it yesterday. I am in shock that it looks as though, although I'm not 100% sure, it looks as though some individuals did not study the notes last night. That could be wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. Actually, I hope I'm dead wrong about that. Okay. Because it's possible to think that you would actually not study the notes. Although I mentioned it yesterday that you should. So. Okay, so let's really weird. Let's continue here. So we do have a complex sentence in the second one. The third one, Mr. McBoo. What kind of sentence do we have there? Tell me why it's a complex sentence. Break it down for us. Tell us what. Is there one word in that sentence that immediately told you that we probably had a complex sentence? Is there one word in that sentence that immediately told you we may have a complex sentence? One word. Can anybody answer that question? One word in that sentence that if, thank you, Miss Nada. If, yes, if is what again? What is if again? What kind of word is if? A subordinated conjunction, yes. And if, of course, we know comes from the chart that we studied last night. And, I'm not going to ask you what category, I'm not going to put you on the spot like that, but you should be able to answer that. So if that word told us maybe we had a complex sentence, we had to read the sentence to find out, because a complex sentence has two clauses, so we wanted to make sure that we have a clause after the if, and in this case we did, and because if started the sentence or began the dependent clause, we needed a comma after it, thus there it is. We have our complex sentence. Let's look again here. The hurricane will begin, provided that the entire town is evacuated by 7 p.m. What type of sentence do we have here? Mr. Omar. Tell me the word in that sentence that made you think, that made you feel like, that gave you like this special, huh? Begin. Does everybody agree with that? Omar, you agree that begin in the sentence gave you the feeling that we have a complex sentence? Does everyone agree with that? Nada, you paying attention?
Yes.
They said that the word in the fourth sentence, begin, gave them this feeling that it's a complex sentence. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with their feeling?
No, I disagree.
You disagree with their feeling. Tell me what word in that sentence made you feel like it was or it is a complex sentence. One word. That's all I'm looking for. That one special word. Now, give this another chance. Let me try to answer the question. That one word. Let's read the sentence together again. The hurricane will begin provided that the entire town is evacuated by 7 p.m. Huh? Provided. What were you going to say? You were going to say provided? Anybody else? Yes? Yes. You were going to say what? Provided. And you saying what? After the best? That. What type of word is that? Help me out. Relative pronoun. You remember we said the relative pronouns also create dependent clauses. That, which, and who. Okay. All right, who. So, okay, so let's move on. Okay, Miss Angie, we got this fifth sentence. I need to know what kind of sentence is it? What type of sentence is it? Officials watched the town who was in danger of total destruction. And there's a problem with the sentence, but all I want to know right now is, Miss Angie, what kind of sentence is that again? What type of sentence is that? Yeah. Anybody want to help? Yes, Miss Taylor? It's a complex sentence. How did you know that? Because what? We ain't got 1 minute. That's the whole problem.
Two dependent clauses?
Two dependent clauses. One independent clause. What pointed out to us? Show us where all these independent clauses are. Where's the independent clause? Where is the independent clause? Give her a chance. Let her say something, and then if she wants to go to the next individual, we will. Where's the independent clause, Miss A? Guess. I mean, that's why you get just guess. I mean, not like everybody in the room knows, so it's not like a big deal to guess. You don't want to guess? Okay, we're gonna move on. Get a lot of those folks who want to answer. Mr. Ahmed, you got an idea where the independent clause is? Where? There are two independent clauses. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's explaining it the complicated way I explained it yesterday. He said there are two independent clauses. Here, however, one of the independent clauses began with a relative pronoun, thus turning it into a dependent clause. That's what you're saying, right? Where's the independent clause? Officials watch the town. Okay, so now we established this is a complex sentence. Independent clause is official watch the town. Dependent clause begins with the who, so forth and so on. However, this sentence is wrong. This sentence is not correct. This is important to be able to identify, because you could be tested like this on the SAT. So I need you to be able to tell me why this sentence is not correct. Miss Ada, why is this sentence not right? Comes first, comma. Independent clause came first here, so no comma. What's wrong with this sentence? Yes. Okay, all right, close enough. He said we got to get rid of the who. We have to get rid of the who, because the who refers to people. But town is not a people. There are people in the town. Town is not in people. So the people aren't in danger of total destruction. The town is.
You're gonna replace who with which?
Yeah, we could. I think probably I would use that. I like that better. Officials watch the town that was in danger of total destruction. Point being, who represents people? Who is not going to be representing things? So it's good that you know the who is supposed to, start a dependent clause, and it's a relative pronoun and all that. But you also have to know that the relative pronoun who represents people, that, which, things. Okay? So also keep that in your mind. Because look, there is no set like requirements on how they can test you on the grammar. They can do anything they want. And they can test you on it any kind of way they want to do it. It's required of you to know the rules. So no matter how they do it, you're supposed to be able to look at it and say whether it's right or wrong. So we got a lot going on here. I hope you studied last night. I'm going to skip this last one. Okay? I want to go here to this next group of sentences. Okay, so we already know that. Okay, I want to go here, the complex sentence. We studied this last night. Yes? We clear on that? Let's get down to some B's and us here. All right, so let's look at this first sentence. And Omar, what kind of sentence we got here? Compound sentence. Who agrees with a compound sentence? It's like we're going in circles. Who agrees with a compound sentence? Let's read the sentence together. The town was evacuated because of the hurricane. All right, so based on what you studied last night, the definition of the compound sentence, the complex sentence, and the compound complex sentence, do you agree with Omar? He said that this is, in fact, a compound sentence. Raise your hand if you do not agree. Raise your hand if you don't agree. He said this is a compound sentence. Okay, so everybody agrees. Everybody agrees. Look, raise your hand if you agree. Raise your hand if you disagree. You got to do something. You can't keep your hands down. I didn't say raise your hand if you're like neutral, okay? Raise your hand if you agree with Omar. He said it is a compound sentence. Raise your hand if you agree. Raise your hand if you disagree. Miss Nada. That's what I'm looking for, because you know I'm going to ask disagree as the question. Miss Nada, why isn't it a compound sentence?
Because it's contains independent clause.
Because it contains an independent clause? Okay. Can Could you explain a little more? Because the reason I'm asking you is because compound and complex sentences contain independent clauses. So I need you to explain a little more so I know, what you're trying to say. Oh, okay. So what type of sentence is it? That's really essentially what I'm asking. All right, well, I tell you what, let's not waste time. Let's just go to the next sentence. All right, so here we go. Because of the hurricane, the town was evacuated. Mr. Mahmoud, tell me what kind of sentence this is. Based on your studies, the past 2 or 3 days, your knowledge of sentence structure, your knowledge of clauses, your knowledge of the compound sentence and the complex sentence, and the definition of the sentence in general, what type of sentence is this? The second one. Make a decision. Be decisive. What type of sentence is it? A compound. Who agrees that it is a compound sentence? Who agrees? You agree. Who disagrees that it is a compound sentence? Okay, all right, well, let's just continue. I mean, why waste time, right? Let's continue on. While on water, fearing a dangerous situation, the officials were prepared for total destruction. What type of sentence is this? Huh? Compound sentence. Everyone agrees that it's a compound sentence? Yes? Everyone agrees? All right, let's get it. Why waste time? Let's get down to it. Okay, last one. Here we go. Town officials were very concerned because of the storm. What type of sentence is this? Miss Zaina? Compound. So everybody likes compound sentences today. I mean, maybe I should have went over compound sentences together. I hate to disappoint you though. All of these sentences are simple sentences. They are not compound. They are not complex. They are not compound complex. They are all simple. Now, I just want you to observe these sentences because it's really important for you to know why and for you to be able to identify why. Now, I know you saw in each sentence subordinating conjunction or what you thought was a subordinating conjunction. These are, in fact, not subordinating conjunctions. These are compound prepositions. Because of, while on, because of, and there's a much longer list of compound prepositions you can find online anywhere. Here's the point. I didn't need to know about compound prepositions because I already knew about the definition of a clause. And if you notice what comes after the because is not a clause. Where's the verb? Because of the hurricane. Where's the verb? Where's the verb? No verb, right? Yes? Because of the hurricane. There's no verb in that group of words. So it can't be a clause. So it can't be an independent clause. It can't be a dependent clause. It's not anything. Why? Because it's actually a prepositional phrase. And the preposition is because of. It's called a compound preposition. Same for the next sentence, same for the next sentence, and the same for the next sentence. I want you to just take a moment to look at that. Why I want you to take so long to look at it, because I don't want you to get confused. This is why it's important to be able to identify a clause. If you think there's something wrong with the sentence and you go to correct it, you should at least know what type of sentence it is and where the clauses are. You should at least know that much. Very important information. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out, that sometimes you will see subordinating conjunctions, but you have to pay attention because it could be because of, and not just because. If it's because of, it's a compound preposition. So maybe it's not what you think it is, or the problem is not what you think it is. The compound prepositions, beware of them. Here is a small list of some of them, a longer list, of course, you can get online. Online, Google it. You can Google it. Okay, for those of you who do not have the necessary material to get the notes that you need, try to remember to bring that material tomorrow so that you can get that information. Yes, and you can also look at the video. This video will be up as soon as we finish it, and you can just go back and get the notes that you did have. I will be checking your notebooks, so I need you to make sure you get those. Okay, here we are. Small list, you can get them all in one, not a big deal. If you didn't get them all right now, we need to go top of the line. This is the big time. This is the 11th, 12th grade sentence. This is top of the line when it comes to sentence structure. This is where you bring everything you know together. Everything you know about the simple sentence, the complex sentence, the compound sentence, the clause, the independent clause, the dependent clause, subordinating conjunctions, coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions. Everything is brought together with this type of sentence. That's why it's top of the line. When it comes to sentence structure, this is the most difficult of the concept. This is where it ends. Or begins, I guess. Begins. If Miss Zaina, Miss Angie, Mr. Ahmed Abbas, Omar, if you can write a compound complex sentence correctly, consider yourself of the elite individuals who can actually write a good sentence. So I think everyone in here can do that. You have the capability to do it. I'll put it like that. You can do it. So here it is. Let's in the breakdown. Now, I can explain it to you in a complicated way, but I think it's the best way. Or I can just make it simple. Which one do you want me to do? Angie, you decided yesterday. You decided today. Which way? Which way? Which way? Which way you want me to explain? The complicated way or the simple way?
It's the complicated way.
It's always the better way. I mean, that's always. But some students, they don't want to, write, really think, so they just give it to me the simple way. But the complicated way, once you understand it, and that's it. Okay, the complicated way, so here it is. Listen carefully. The compound complex sentence consists of 3 or more independent clauses connected together by at least one subordinating conjunction. Okay, you got that? A compound complex sentence consists of 3 independent clauses connected together by at least one subordinating conjunction. I'm sorry, let me correct what I said the first time. At least one subordinating conjunction and at least or one or more of the conjunctions that connect independent clauses. So let's look at what I'm saying here. Okay, I just said that. So let's look at what I'm saying here. We got independent clause plus independent clause plus independent clause plus coordinating conjunction or some other conjunction that connects independent clauses, like correlative conjunction, conjunctive adverbs, the punctuation marks, colon, semicolon, the dash, and of course, a subordinated conjunction. Now, when you take all of those concepts and you put them together in one sentence, because we have went over all of these concepts here, and you put them together in one sentence correctly, what you have is a compound complex sentence. Now, I guess, looking at it broken down in some scientific formula is probably not going to be as helpful as looking at a sentence. Let me get you to get this formula so we can look at a sentence. Write the formula down so we can look at a sentence. Write the formula, we look at a sentence. Write the formula, we look at this formula. Those of you who do not have writing instruments in order to record the notes that are in front of you, you can visit our YouTube channel and get this information. And make sure, however, when you're watching the video, to have an instrument in which will enable you to record the very important information contained in that video. Okay? Tonight, do that. All right, so let's look at it. Everybody got the formula? Got the formula? Yes. Everybody got the formula? Let us look at a sentence. So, here we go. This is the big time because we were late for the performance, comma. We missed our favorite performer, semicolon. We did see the rest of the show. Mahmoud, you have a tremendous job in front of you. I would like for you to use everything that we have learned so far this week and break this sentence down. Tell us the parts of it, identify the and all of that. Do all of that for us right now. Good. And while he's putting together the answer, everybody's writing the sentence. Because without a working example, nothing I say will help. You have to have a working example in your notes in order to fully understand and study, obviously, the concepts that we're talking about. Oops, sorry. All right, Mahmoud. You ready? Well, ready or not, it's party time. Mr. Mahmoud is going to break down the sentence for us, explain all its parts. Because see, look, Mahmoud, this is what learning sentence structure is about. Learning sentence structure is about being able to take a sentence and break it down into its parts, identify those parts, and be able to explain how they are related. You remember the word in the definition of the sentence, organized? So what you're going to do right now is you're going to tell me how the words are organized in the sentence. So go ahead. Go ahead, Matt. Just start it off. Start it off. Anything. You can say anything. Anything about the sentence you know about. Anything. Or since you just came in a little while ago, why don't you tell us about it? I know you studied last night. Go ahead. Break that sentence down. Tell us about all its parts and everything that relates to what we learned over the past 3 days. Now wait a minute before you continue. Nada, Zeta, Angie, look up here. You remember when we did a diagram? Remember we did a diagram? And you learned what a diagram is and all of that? I want you in your notebooks to diagram this sentence, identifying its parts. Break down this sentence. Circle stuff, underline stuff, draw lines to stuff. Label it, diagram this sentence, because this is what it's about. At this point, you should be able to completely diagram this sentence and identify all its parts and understand its structure and construction. Okay, so now you got a better idea of what I'm asking you to do. Okay, so listen to Omar as he breaks it down. Good. Okay, so, tell us everything. Tell us what the independent clauses are, all of that. Tell us everything. Good. Okay.
And the semicolon here because the two independent clauses is relative to each other.
Okay.
And comma here will give us more information.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, so he got to start. That is good. He told us about the semicolon. He showed us the two independent clauses that the semicolon is connecting, and he told us that it's connecting those two clauses because they're related to each other. That's pretty much where he stopped. Who wants to pick up and finish? Who wants to pick the ball up and finish? Anybody? Pick up the ball and finish. All right, Ms. Zayden. You can say subordinated conjunction, yes. Because it's subordinated conjunction. Okay. Okay, Miss Zayna, she kind of stopped there. Anybody want to continue? Or we wait for Miss Zayna to continue? Miss Zayna, Miss Nada is open. Anybody can continue. Miss Zayna, she kept it going. She picked up the ball after Omar and she added that because it's a subordinated conjunction. Okay, so now we know where the subordinated conjunction is. We know where the two independent clauses are and why they are being connected with the semicolon. Is that it? We're missing one little piece to the puzzle, aren't we? Or two, I'm sorry, two pieces to the puzzle, I think. Two pieces, two more pieces, and I think we'll be finished analyzing the structure of this sentence. Two more pieces. All right, Ms. Zayna stopped at the fact that because is a subordinated conjunction. Omar told us about, the two independent clauses in the semicolon and all that.
Yeah.
Two. Okay, so we got that. We got the two independent clauses in semicolon connecting them and all that. We got the subordinated conjunction, we're missing two more pieces to the puzzle. No, he already told us about the semicolon. You got that. Two more pieces. Two more things we need to say. Two more things we need to. Got it. I mean, I can do it. I can just tell you. I mean, you know, but wouldn't it be better if you told me? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, I gotta tell you. Y'all tell you. I gotta tell you. Anybody? All right. Okay, I'll tell you. The two pieces. You sure you want me to tell you? You don't want to try to figure it? You want me to tell you? All right. The two pieces that we are missing is what, number one, what the subordinated conjunction because does to the words that come after it. What does it do to the words that come after it, immediately after it? Because these words that come after it are going to make up a clause. So subordinated conjunction because makes that clause dependent. So that's number one. Number two, the comma. The comma is there because the dependent clause started the sentence. And thus, we have our complete picture of this compound complex sentence. Two independent clauses, one dependent clause. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Write it as I read it. Somebody got to diagram it for me and break it down. Put the puzzle back together. We're late for the performance because of missing our favorite performer, yet we did see the rest of the show. I need you to break it down, diagram, but write it first. Really important sentence. Look, you gotta have these two sentences written down. I know I hope you smiling because you figured something out. So I hope you're gonna answer first. So I'm hoping that's why you're smiling over there. Because if you know me, you know how to put something in the mix. You know how to slip something in there. So you gotta be on your toes. Yes. Okay, slow down. Just write the sentence. Everybody write the sentence. And since Ahmed Bass was smiling, he's gonna diagram the sentence for us first. Okay, so while everybody's still writing the sentence, let me tell you now, when you're looking at sentences, you should be thinking of them in parts. And those parts should be clauses, phrases. You should be looking at the various elements in a sentence. This is how you should look at a sentence when you're being asked to analyze it on a test like the SAT. That's why you want to go to that test with the tools to analyze. You know, like scientists, they have to go like off site to places, you know, in the middle of nowhere. But they go and then they get there and say, "Oh man, I left my tools. I gotta go back." No, they go with the tools. They know the tools they're gonna need, and they go with the tools and they analyze and they find the stuff they're supposed to be finding. The answers they're supposed to find. You go to the test without the tools, you ain't gonna find the answers. That's enough to that. Could you diagram the sentence for us? Break it down for us. It's a simple sentence. Because Explain, because it might be some people we need talking about. But listen to Mr. Well, let him do it. Listen to Ahmed Bass, break the whole sentence down, and then tell us why you think it's the type of sentence you think it is. Good. After the comma, there should be a subordinating conjunction. Because of simple sense. Okay, that's it. Okay, slow down. So at least Ahmed got us started. He's telling us initially, and he's making a really good point that I think you might want to pay attention to. He's saying, wait a minute. This is not a compound complex sentence from the get-go. There's something funny with this sentence. Now I need somebody to continue diagramming this sentence. Okay, Omar, go ahead. Okay, the comma's here because get from the fanboys. Okay, so then that tells us what? That tells us what? Finish diagramming the parts. Now let him try it. If it's a fanboys, then that means that they are what kind of clauses in the sentence? And then I want you to identify the clauses for us. Miss Edgy, pay attention to this. Identify the clauses. Tell us where the clauses are. You said a compound sentence, so it should be two independent clauses, yes?
Yes.
Tell us the independent clauses. Listen. Okay.
The second one is
Okay, so for sure the second one is after the comma. You got that one? Yes?
yes.
Okay. Okay, so after the comma, we know it's an independent clause. But what about before the comma? This group of students here, somebody in this group, what about before the comma? What is it? We got an independent clause, dependent clause. What we got?
I think it's simple sentence.
Huh?
Simple sentence.
The whole thing? The entire sentence is simple sentence? Oh, so you're gonna go with what Mr. Ahmed said?
But because of.
From because. Well, what about what comes before because of? What is that? Okay. Anybody else? Because I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. Anybody else? Oh, okay. Wait. Listen. Go ahead. From we to perform it to performer or perform it. To perform it is independent. Okay. Is a simple sentence. Okay. Okay. So let's backtrack a little bit. Listen carefully. And if you wrote the sentence, hopefully you did. Circle the whole thing. Compound sentence. It's a compound sentence. It's a compound sentence. That's number one. The first independent clause in this sentence is, we were late for the performance because of missing our favorite performer. That is the entire independent clause. Now I know you see the word because, but if you notice, it's not just because, it's because of. So in that instance, it is not a subordinating conjunction, it is a compound preposition. So because of missing our favorite performer is actually a prepositional phrase. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is one of the fanboys correlated, coordinating conjunctions, and we got an independent clause after. So that means we got two independent clauses. That means we got a compound sentence. This is very important to note. Did you see it? Did you see the compound preposition? That's what I want to know. If you saw the compound preposition, then you're on the right track, because now you are looking at things and seeing them in a different way. Pay attention. Here we go again. I want you to write the sentence down. Due to the late performance, we missed our favorite performer. However, we did see the rest of the show. I want somebody to break it down for me. Diagram it, please. Put the puzzle together. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to make it real quick. One person answer, and we're just going to move on. Here it is. Forget about diagramming the sentence now. We're a little stretched on time. What type of sentence is this? And we call it a day. Raise your hand. Ms. Nada, you didn't raise your hand, but I'm calling on you anyway. Ms. Nada, what type of sentence is it? Compound complex sentences. I know that's what it says at the top up there, but you know, things aren't always what they appear to be. Don't judge a book by its cover, or in this case, a sentence by the title. A complex sentence. Anybody else? We got compound, complex. I might just throw compound in there, because we got complex, compound, complex. You hear compound. So we got them all now. Okay. But it can't be all, so we have to decide which one is going to be. So, does anyone just want to take a guess? Hey, might as well just take a guess. Yes. Compound sentence. So we took a guess. Did we take a guess, or it's like we know? Did we do a guess thing? Ms. Angie, did we guess, or did we know?
No, I know.
Oh, you know? Okay, tell us.
Because there's that two.
Go ahead.
There's two independent clauses.
Tell us what the independent clauses are. Where's the first one?
From we.
Yes?
To prefer.
Oh, okay. From we to performer. Listen. Where's the second independent clause?
We?
Yeah.
From the other we?
Yes. Here we go. She found the two independent clauses. And she's correct. She is correct. She didn't even include due to the late performance because she didn't see a subject-verb relationship, right? So it can't be a clause. Thus, she came to the conclusion that it could be a compound sentence. But she was for sure because of the conjunction that connects the two independent clauses. What type of conjunction is it? Go up 100 now. If you do this, we can start clapping and stuff. We can start clapping. Go ahead. Conjunctive what? What was the second word?
Adverb.
There we go! Congratulations. You won. I don't know what you won, but you won. There it is. Yes. Absolutely correct, and I don't even have to ask you whether the punctuation marks were used correctly, the semicolon coming before and the comma come after. You knew everything, blah, blah, blah. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ms. Angie. You are correct. That is a compound sentence, not a compound complex sentence, so as not to be confused. Here is our formula for the complex compound sentence. Make sure you have it. Everybody got it? Everybody's got it. You got it? All right, moving along here. Okay. I want you to write this. You have to write too. I'm breaking one of those sentences down. Okay. Simple sentence. We were late for the performance. Simple sentence. We missed our favorite performer. Simple sentence. We did see the rest of the show. We added a semicolon and we added a because, but of course you can swap the semicolon out with another one of the conjunctions that connect independent clauses, and of course you can swap the subordinated conjunction because with another subordinated conjunction based on what you're trying to say in the sentence. But that is it broke down. Okay, that's the sentence broke down. So we see in all its glory the three independent clauses. We isolated the conjunction that connects two of them, and we isolated the word that's going to make one of the independent clauses dependent. Now, you can have fun with this by going home and writing a sentence where you take this subordinated conjunction and make three sentences and subordinate each one. You know, you can have like fun with it to see, you know, and you take this semicolon and you can connect these two instead of these two and all of that. You can do all of that stuff. You can do a lot of stuff at home to do your studying. I mean, I'm not telling you how, I'm saying you can't. This is all right, so we finished. Let's move on. Party time! Use the formula. The formula that I just showed you. I want you to use that formula and break this sentence down. Look. Okay, if you like, what is he talking about? See how we broke that sentence down? Like that. I want you to break this sentence down like that. Now, quickly. Okay, so we're gonna have to stop our live lesson while y'all look whatever you're doing. All right, excellent. Part 2, sentence types. Watch it tonight. You didn't get it.